Hello everyone, it's Kim with Vintage Vikings. Welcome to my channel. So today I thought we would talk about Happy Mail. I've noticed lately that on some of the Facebook pages that I am on, that we are getting an influx of new people. And many questions are coming up about what's in a signature, what is in a junk journal, what do I use? But one of the big ones that's really showing up lately is, what is Happy Mail? How do I send Happy Mail? Who do I get Happy Mail from? What do I put in it? How does it work? All of those types of things. And I thought with that and all of the other questions from a lot of these new people, I came up with an idea of going back to the basics and starting a little YouTube video series of back to basics when it comes to junk journaling. And I thought starting with Happy Mail would be the best option because a lot of us, when we're just starting out, don't have anything to junk journal with, don't know what we should junk journal with. We watch a bunch of videos and it seems like all of these experienced journalers have tons of all kinds of bits and pieces and all these fun things that we don't even know that we have in our own homes. So I thought, why not? Let's try it. We'll go back to basics, starting with Happy Mail. So first of all, what is Happy Mail? Obviously, Happy Mail is not this. It's definitely not credit applications. You've been approved. Oh, exclusive offer for you. Nope, that's not Happy Mail. No bills. But look, ooh, looks like a regular handwritten piece of mail, which obviously is going to be Happy Mail. Little sticker on that. This is Happy Mail that I just received today. And I thought at the end of the video that we could, let's see here, that we could, a nice little sticker on there. We could open it up and we'll see what came in this Happy Mail. Again, open enrollment for insurance. That's not Happy Mail. So what is Happy Mail and what can we put into it? Happy Mail is basically anything that you either mail to somebody that's not a bill that makes them happy, or you receive in the mail that's from somebody that's not a bill or a credit app or junk mail. We're inundated with a lot of junk mail, and very rarely do we get hand-addressed envelopes to ourselves now that everything is done on the computer and over email, text, and instant messaging type things. So the art of writing a letter just isn't popular anymore. But it's something to say about when you go to the mailbox and there's a nice little handwritten letter, sometimes with stickers, sometimes with a fancy stamp on it, that can just make your day. And it doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering, just a little something that you don't have to write a check and pay for later. So I pulled together some things that were laying around my desk and thought that I can start going through some of the ideas of what you can put into Happy Mail. Also, who do you send Happy Mail to? You can send it to pretty much anybody you want to send Happy Mail to. I can remember a time when my mom would cut out little cartoons from the newspaper that she wanted me to see, and she'd drop it in the mail to me with a little handwritten note as just a little pick-me-up, and she only lived 6 miles away from me. It can be parts of Facebook groups, random acts of kindness that you send to people. Happy Mail can include something that you're working on, a specific type of journal, and you reach out and ask some friends, hey, I'm working on a Halloween junk journal and I really don't have a lot to fill it. Would anybody be willing to send me a couple of tidbits here and there? And sometimes you can send back to them and do like a little swap or an exchange of Happy Mail. And sometimes people can just send it to you because they've got extra stuff laying around. There really are no rules as long as you're just considerate, and if it's a swap that you kind of know what you should put in as far as the quantity. So 2 things that you need to think about when you're first getting ready to start packing up your Happy Mail is, let's go with the one that I just received. So your Happy Mail needs to be able to fit into whatever envelope that you're going to be using. It could be a manila envelope, could be a small box, it can be just a regular card size envelope or a business envelope, or you could technically open this up, take everything out, go ahead and then refill this, readdress it, put your postage on, and send it on its way. That's really a junk journal type Happy Mail. So just think about when you're collecting things, what's going to fit into your envelope. Also, your envelope needs to be pretty flat if you are going to send it with a regular postage stamp. Otherwise, you're going to need to get it weighed and put into the post with a larger amount, usually right around $3.50. When you start to get thicker than, I think, a ½ an inch to an inch, but don't quote me on that because it seems to change all the time. Okay, so I am just going to randomly pull things off of my desk and show you what I would put into some Happy Mail that has no particular theme, no style, just I want to make somebody happy and I've got some stuff on my desk that I'd love to send to them. Again, no rhyme or reason for any of this, and there's no rules as to what you can send, but here's just some ideas and maybe you'll get inspired by them. You can start with things that are pre-made that you've made out of your scrapbook paper. Something like your little tri-fold envelopes, I guess you would call this, that you glue into your junk journals. Little pockets, you can fill these all up with things. So all types of your pre-made ephemera or pre-made items that go in your junk journal, those are always a good start because then you might inspire somebody, or they can see what you're making and that might help them on their journey of junk journaling. Simple things like stickers. I don't know if you can see those. These are just some thank you stickers that were in some cello bags that I bought online, and somebody put some nice little stickers in there, which would be Happy Mail as well. So you can throw little stickers in like this, or just some, other stickers that you might have laying around. That's always a cute idea. How about you take your stickers and you can put them in your little pack and start working on something like that. Die cuts. If you have die cuts laying around that might not be your style or you just think are pretty and the person would like them, something like these little simple die cuts, tossing a few of these in are always a great idea. On the same vein as a die cut, what about your cutouts from a Cricut machine, or there's other brands out there I just know of the Cricut that does the die cutting for you. Things like that. I even thought once you've cut out the piece, saving the little background that you can use in a journal, or you can put it in your Happy Mail. I thought that would be a good idea. Where does it go? There, that might show you a little bit better what that is. A little crown that I cut out. So those types of things. This is something I cut out. It's just a little crown out of some metallic cardstock. Things like extra leftovers from your tissue box creation that you're working on. So these are just some spares from the sides of the tissue box that I made into a journal, and I just saved all these little bits because they're so pretty. And now I shop for my tissue based on the box itself. And I do go through a lot of tissue, that's for sure. Okay, we all seem to have these little side cutoffs of, I don't know if you can, let's see if I can get that out of the shadow a little bit, or out of the bright light. So what this is this is a piece that came in some, I'm going to just get a little bit closer here, see if we can cut out some of the glare. There we go. This is just a little piece of packaging that had some other stickers with it, and I thought, wow, he's pretty cute. I don't want to throw him away. And so you can stick him in some Happy Mail, because he very easily you could cut out around him and use him in your junk journal somewhere. This was just another little tag, a little, not a tag, part of, I was doing some, some book plates, and I had an extra one of these laying around. You could tuck some of those in there pretty simply. Those would be a good, those would be a really good idea to put in there. Let's see here. How about playing cards? These were some cards I was playing with. I did some decoupage with some napkins that I put on there. I thought those would be cute to throw in for some Happy Mail. Oh, I was cutting apart gift bags, because some of the, they were squished and some of them had rips, but the pictures on them were so nice. And this was a little dangly bit. It's like a cutout that was from a Valentine's bag that was almost destroyed from having it in the drawer. And so I thought, oh, but I can save this. This will look adorable on something. Little shiny bit. Little bits of ribbon. So these are little bits of ribbon that came in a box of invitations that I got at one of our local thrift stores. And these are perfect size for putting on the tops of our tags. So I just thought, oh, look at those. Those could just very quickly be popped in some Happy Mail and be added to somebody else's stash. Extra bits of little trim. This is a little piece of metallic trim that I used wrapping a journal that went around the journal. So I had this little scrap. This could make a tag. This could make a, not a tag, a tab for the, it could make a little pocket, and you could slip something into there. Let's back up just a bit. So you could have something very simply, if this were a pocket in your journal, then you could just slide this right in behind it. That would be pretty cute in there. Speaking of tags, which I still to this day don't understand why we use so many tags in our journaling, but they are fun. They're fun to make, they're fun to write on, they're fun to trade with other people. And so these were some tags that came in a packet that they were just pre-made tags. This one's a wood shape. This looks like wallpaper. Throwing these into somebody's Happy Mail is great, because if you get a packet of these tags and you've got 40 tags, do you really want to have the same tags in all of your journals? So sometimes it's nice to mix it up and put these in Happy Mail for people. Let's see. Let's talk back about trim. Okay, so I had a little bit of this laying on my desk. So this is just some more metallic trim that I use in one of my seamstress creations. And I had some of this left over, and I thought, wow, wouldn't that be pretty as a binding on a junk journal? But could very easily go in Happy Mail. Some other little trims. These are just little cotton trims that you get. I think there are 3 or 4 of them to a card from the local fabric store. These are colors I don't really use a lot, but would be cute in a journal. And then again, some just little offcuts of trims that I have. This little metallic dragons. Staying in the fabric part of that, let's look at this. So ruffles, those little paper ruffles, and I don't think I have any paper ruffles left right now. I think I've used those all up, but I did have a fabric ruffle. And what this is it's just a strip of linen that I had laying around, and I took some of this green ribbon that just happened to match, and I just made a ruffle out of it, which will be great for the edge of a page. And also I have this laying around on my desk, is before I actually put the ribbon onto it. It's just a piece of striped linen that I have laying here. I think, is this the selvage? Yep, this is the selvage of it, so it doesn't fray very much, but then this isn't. And you can glue this down to an edge of a page. You can cut it and make tabs out of it like that. But you know, folding up a little bit of this in your Happy Mail is always fun. Doesn't weigh a lot. You don't have to send a whole lot. And having a little mix of things going out would make anybody happy. Another idea of finding fabric is if you're in a little thrift store, something like that, a furniture store, an upholstery shop going out of business. I picked up a couple of these at one of our local stores. It is a swatch book, and it's got all different types of fabrics. And what I love to do with it is to use this little part that's the papery part, because this glues very nicely and it's already nice and firm, and you glue that to the top of a page. Fold up a couple of those. Those would be great in Happy Mail. Very simply, things like your offcuts of little pieces of lace. Those fold up so pretty in there. Little bits of lace. Those little end pieces that you don't know what to do with, you can toss those in Happy Mail. If you make them into clusters, I don't know if any of you guys make clusters. This is just a little cluster of some lace and some extra fabric, a little extra dust from being on my desk. You can add a button to them, and those make great little clusters. Those work perfectly in Happy Mail. Oh, I had this. I just couldn't throw this away. This was from the bottom of a curtain that I used on a journal as a big long strip, and I just had this little dangly bit, and I thought that's going to be great for something, but it's probably going to go in my little Happy Mail bin when I do Happy Mail next. So we have all of these. Okay, so speaking of buttons, buttons are always fun because buttons are just everywhere. You can buy packs of them on Facebook Marketplace. You can pick them up at local thrift stores. You can take them off of any of the clothing that you are going to just toss away that is not good to be taken back to the thrift store because it's stained or just nobody would want it. Pop your buttons off, save them, and you never know what you can do with them, but they're always great to add in your Happy Mail. Those are some fun ones. These are ones that I pulled out. I was doing a Christmas pack of wooden buttons, some red and green buttons, and these were some of the extras I had left over. And then I found these little amazing, look at how cute these little teeny tiny buttons are. I mean, those are just itty bitty, and I thought those would be really cute to put in some Happy Mail, and again, not weighing very much. I have a single, I think it's like a ceramic button with a chicken on it. I had one left over, and it's on this cute little card, so tossing that in would be adorable. I'm sure you've seen some of these in junk journals. They are just little glassine bags, and you can either put them in empty so that you can glue them onto pages, or the recipient can do whatever they would like with it, or you can fill it with all types of little goodies so that picking up buttons is never easy, so that your buttons are not just all over the place. And also at the end of this video, I'm going to pack up real quickly one of the Happy Mails that I'm sending out, so that you can see kind of how I do it as opposed to just shoving it into an envelope. Okay, let's see. Other bits. I have just a piece of silk left over. I think this is the collar of a shirt that I used the silk for something else, so I saved this little collar. again, back to the packaging. So when you have packaging that came, this had stickers in it. This was, I don't know if you can tell, but this was the top of the box from a bunch of stickers. And the light's acting crazy today now that the sun is going down, but I just thought, wow, I don't want to throw all these adorable little die cuts out, or fussy cuts I guess they would be. And if you don't want to spend the time actually cutting them yourself and you want to put them in Happy Mail, you can very easily just maybe separate it into, let's cut around that. There we go. Separating it out to where you just have one strip like that. The light in here is just not cooperating. Alrighty, so then you could just send them, and then they can either use it however they would like to use it instead of you fussy cutting it all for them. Because who knows, maybe they need a side piece that's about this long to do a tuck or something like that. So that's a great idea to put in there. Oh, I found more stickers. So we all have these sheets where there's just these random few stickers that are left. So very simply, instead of sending the whole sheet, you just give it a quick little snip and a little snip. And then you have some extra little stickers, and then you can cut each one of these up and put those in, and they'll look just as pretty in the Happy Mail. We all have tons of these little notepads, I'm sure, laying around that you get in holiday gifts and you pick up at the, you know, at the local thrift store, and they're adorable. And again, you don't want your own junk journals to be full of the same. Wow, this light today, now that the sun is going down, is not cooperating. Anyway, so what I do is I tend to take just one, couple of each. And putting them together and tucking in just some little notes together like that. Little note cards, those are always fun. Whether you want to use this to write them a little note, or you want to just put the whole note card in there for them to tuck into a journal somewhere themselves. If you have little extra eyelets, because they come in big packages. These are some little stars that I was using while working on some Christmas journals, and I thought, why not just take 3 or 4 little scoops of them and put them in the bottom of a piece of cello packaging, add a little tape, and then I'll drop some of those into Happy Mail as well. Little offcuts, off bits of some leather that I had. These are great for making book plates, pockets, tags, tabs. This is a little piece of calf hair that was in a box of stuff that I had left over, a little striped embossed leather. And then just some offcuts, some pieces of leather that you can toss in for Happy Mail to give journals a little bit extra texture, that type of thing. How about throwing in some of the paper clips that go on the edges when we do our little tucks and things like that. These are all things just made up out of little scraps that I have, and I try to keep them separated by color. On my little Omaha steak box that I had, my cousin and I were working on them together, and he actually came up with this idea of putting them all on these cards and stacking them up, and it has kept me pretty organized. So, taking a couple of these off, tossing these in your Happy Mail. Anybody would be happy to have those because it's something that they don't have on their own. This was always a great idea, is we all love music paper, but it seems like when you buy a package of music paper, all of the notes, or all of the bars, the stanzas, I guess those are called, are all the same size. And so what's nice is if you want to drop some that the sizes of the notes are a bit different, and using just a few bits of scrap, you know, some littler ones. Also, you can see a little bit how the colors are. Some are more white, some are more tea-dyed, some are more antique. And so just tearing up a few of these, fold those up. Those are always welcome in Happy Mail. A couple other things before we go to wrapping up a box of Happy Mail. Little labels. I bought a bunch of these little clothing labels that are cute because these can go on your fabric covers. They can go, if you cover the inside of your journal with fabric, these are always cute to iron on your fabric to put right inside the cover. Little bits of pre-made ephemera. I think we all have these. You get the box full of them, or you get some of these in Happy Mail, and if they're not your style, sending these along, some little owls, some little portraits. I try to keep mine organized as much as possible, but I think it turns into like everybody else. We just have a big bin of all different types, and all of these are fun to put into Happy Mail because then the recipient, when they're working on it, they get all types of different things instead of one complete style. Also, little things when you are maybe at the thrift store and you pick up those bags that have all different types of things in the bags. Sometimes you might get things in there that don't match anything you're working on. Like I got this foil die cut butterfly was in one of those. Some scrapbooking. It looks like a tuxedo jacket for a wedding with a cute little garter right there. Got a little boutonniere. You know, putting things like that that maybe you aren't going to use or you think maybe they would like. And then there are some of these little they're like those window cling sticky things. I don't usually do wedding journals, and so I thought these would be great to go in some Happy Mail. Pretty much anything that you've got laying around is good to go in your Happy Mail. And again, specific if it's for a certain person, or if it's just random and you don't really know what they're going to use, giving them a little bit of everything. So I'm going to show you real quickly a bundle that I'm going to send out this afternoon, if I can still get it, if not first thing in the morning. It is a Christmas Happy Mail, and I just took a regular envelope, and what I thought I would put in it is just a couple of napkins. I thought these were pretty because they were individual, so you can put this right on a book page, and that's going to make a great filler. Also, you can cut out this sleigh, and they can use that anywhere. And usually on a napkin there's 4 different ones, so I thought that would be a nice little something to go in somebody's Happy Mail. Some more of those stickers I showed you earlier that I got in my Happy Mail from my Cello delivery I got. This is just a little notepad. I took a few pages out of one of those notepads and turned it into its own little scrap notepad that slides really nicely into a journal. These, I found a box of these at one of our thrift stores. It looks like Santa mail. And so it opens up, it's just a flat piece. You can either tuck it or you can glue it down. I thought that would be adorable in there. I took some Christmas cards. I love crafting with Christmas cards. I am going to do a video on all the different things you can do with a Christmas card except for, or in addition to just sending it out to your friends and family. So this is one of the projects, is I laminated just part of it cut out, and then I put some washi tape on the back right here, some little foil washi tape, and then laminated it. And this is one of those self-laminating. I don't have a laminator. And then I put a grommet and a little bauble on it, and I thought that would be really pretty. And I did a little tag that has, if you can see that washi tape, 3 different kinds. It's just a dark green with some holiday pictures on it, some sparkly green washi tape, it's like a foil, and then one that says, just says Merry Christmas on it. And these are all stuck down to the packaging that the laminating cards, you peel this part out of it to get the laminating sticky part to show up. And I just folded it in half, glued it, stuck it together, and then wrap the washi tape around it so that this washi tape will just come right off, and so that they can use the washi tape in their journal. And I put a little grommet in there, so when they're all finished, if they want to hang this or use it as a tag in their journal, or you can put stickers on it, that works as well. So I thought adding that in there. This is some of that eyelash trim. It's just that little sparkly. I use it for tassels. You can use it for tags. You can glue it to the sides of your journals. But I just took a little piece of cardboard, cut a slit in it, and wrapped both red and green around here, and then tucked it back into itself. And I thought that made a nice little thin, it looks like it's thick because it's so fluffy, but once you squish it down, it's not very fluffy, so it won't add too much bulk. And so I just wrapped a little bit of that on there for my Happy Mail. And then this, I took a piece of cello, and this is from those photo inserts, from those photo albums you can get where you just slide the photos in. I cut it so that it kind of remained, it kept its shape on both sides. And then I taped the bottom with some really fun, this is just some regular Scotch tape, or whatever the clear cellophane tape is with polka dots on it that I found somewhere. And I taped the bottom, and then I filled it with just a bunch of little bits. Some glittery stars that were in a package I bought, some cutouts from some scrapbook paper. These are just punches whenever I have some nice sparkly paper, metallic paper left. I just punched those out. Some bingo. These are just those gold rimmed bingo tokens, and some green, and just some bits. And I stuck those all together and glued it together, and that's how I put my Happy Mail, all of this. Now when you're shipping, oh, and then also, this is something else I added, is a little notebook that is made out of part of a Christmas card. And inside, what's really nice is, this one is not finished yet. This, as you can see how it's shiny, this is just a piece of the paper when you tear off your labels when you're shipping. So the back side is the regular paper, but on the inside is the sticky part. Well, I saved that, and I will fill this up with stickers before I get ready to send this off. And then I just took a piece of, oops, there we go, and you can drop that. I just took a piece of little stretchy rickrack and very simply tied a knot, and that becomes the binding to hold this together. I am working on a video of how to turn all different types of things into these little notebooks that you can tuck. When they get it, if they're going to tuck this into a journal, they might want to take this off because this knot can get a little thick, but otherwise you can leave this on. Okay, so really quickly, I don't want this to be too long, is you don't want to just try to take all this and just start shoving it in an envelope. You can, But sometimes half the fun of getting Happy Mail is when it's all presented in a super nice way. So very simply, how I do it is I just try to fold everything so that it is about the size of the envelope. And don't worry about folding your napkins. They bounce right back as soon as you lay them flat. You can hit them with a nice dry iron. That works. And then I just try to stack everything so you can see some of it. You get a nice little mix. Okay. And then what I use to put it in is, we seem to have a lot of these when we're buying our things from either the thrift store or from the regular store, these cello bags. You know, we've got these laying around. I don't throw these away, I save them. You can cut them up and use them to package all of your goodies when you're sending them out. You can also use ones that are left over from your candy making, your goodie baking at the holidays. So you can use any of these old cello bags. I try to just save them and keep them organized by size so that I can put little bits and pieces in it so they're not all over the place. I think for the ease of this video, I'm just going to use one of these pre-made ones so that I'm not fighting to get it all in. So very simply, once everything is folded up to about the size of your envelope, you just slide it in. Like this. And that looks messy. So, failing is a thing with junk journaling. You're experimenting. Things don't always work the way you want them to. So again, let's just readjust. And I'm going to try to use this little piece that I had right here. Where did that one go? Right here. And as you know, your desk will get so full of things that you won't be able to find any of them. So, alrighty. And here we go. Take those. And I'm sure you get the point of where I'm going with all of this. But very simply, little ASMR crinkles for you there. Okay, and if you notice that I still have, this is where the label went, I will trim that off at the end. Now these are all nicely in there, and of course when I'm not doing this on camera it does tend to go a little smoother and I can futz with it and fidget with it just a little bit more. But, so there we go, that looks nice so far. And then I put this in at the end so that it goes next to this and it doesn't get as thick. And then I tuck in this little bead. And it looks like that's going to be a little long, so then I'll just go back in and tuck the napkin down. Put the sticky down. And there's the back, and here's the front. A lot of times that the adhesive is still good. If not, just pop a little piece of tape down there. This we can cut off, or you can just tuck it and leave it. And then it very easily will just slip right into the envelope. I say that. All right, so then it will slip right into your envelope. And then you can tuck a little note. This one is not done yet, so I would just tuck a little note to the recipient, seal it up, weigh it, put your postage on it, address it, and you've got your own Happy Mail ready to go out. Alrighty, now here we go. We're almost done here, and thanks for sticking around for so long. Let's open the Happy Mail that I got today. I'm very excited. I love Happy Mail. I come from the generation where we used to write letters to each other, and I enjoy that very much. I don't want to wreck the envelope because I want to keep this. Whenever I get random Happy Mail from our Facebook groups, I always save the address label in a little special spot so that then I can surprise them and send some back. So I am going to just cut the top of the envelope open. I'm excited. And I won't, looks like that this person wrote a little something to me, and I won't share that just in case they don't want that out there. But again, oh, is that not adorable? I love doing things with these bird cards, any sort of nature things. Let's see what's in here. So there's a little card. This would make a great journal, a little journal, Christmas card journal. And I've done a couple flip-through videos of ones that I've done that I put up on my Etsy shop, so I will try to link those down below in the description, but we'll see how that goes. Let's see how many ideas are in this Happy Mail of the ones that I've already talked about. So I can see, for one, a little piece of music sheet, very white. I don't have a lot of white. Most of mine is antique. This looks like it's one of the, it's like a little shiny card. Never underestimate your power to change yourself. That's adorable. That is probably going to go in my own personal journal. Looks like some offcuts of some from a pack, which those would be nice to put together. And it looks like she was very good at coordinating all of these together. If you look, these all look like they're from the same project. Some little dictionary quote pieces. I love these little tiny Washington Post or the ones with little Norman Rockwell on them. These are great for little tucks. This one is, you can't tell, but it's a little vellum piece. These little tiny pieces of ephemera. A cute little fairy. I don't have any fairies. So that'll be adorable to put in a journal. This looks like, let's see, this looks like a tag because it's got that little cutout piece. I'm assuming it's a tag with that little piece that's cut out to put on a tab to put on the edge of your paper. Oh, isn't she a doll? Some extra little, I can't tell if that, I think it's a sticker. Oh, she's pretty. And again, some little pre-made tags. Look at this little character. He's pretty funny. Ooh, this is cute. It's a little piece of ephemera with a blank white piece that you can either cut out if you have a punch, or you can put something in there and this would act as a frame. And then a little map piece. Faithless is he that says farewell when the road darkens. A little token piece of ephemera, a little antique, and then looks like just some offcuts. And to me, this is a perfect, fabulous example of what Happy Mail is. There's no rhyme, there's no reason. It's just whatever you think is going to make somebody happy. So I will say that this Happy Mail is going to go to good use. So thank you, everybody, for sticking around and learning all about Happy Mail. And I will try to link below the video to the Christmas card junk journals that I have. I'm going to work on trying to get this light fixed so when the sun goes down so early in the day now that we don't get all these weird shadows. And stay tuned for the next part of the Back to Basics on junk journaling, and we will start with probably cover making or how to build a signature. So bye everyone, we'll see you soon.